This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I will be playing the Pulp Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The campaign is Two Headed Serpent. It was written by Paul Fricker, Scott Dorward, and Mathew Sanderson. It's available directly from Chaosium and also from Drive-Thru RPG. I am the Keeper of Arcane Lore, and this is episode 21. Our recap will be given by Julian Arba as his hero, Stony Cooper. So without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Julian?
Thank you, Tom. So as I'm sitting down for dinner, I'm thinking about our day and all the weirdness that we've encountered so far in this little Oklahoma town. We split up and went our separate ways. Buzz and Goose went to investigate Peggy, who had laid a bunch of eggs. And the rest of us, we went to see Pearl, who had shed her skin. Normal day at Caduceus, I suppose, but we're off to check these things out. Buzz and Goose have a conversation with Peggy, and find out that, she's a big fan of the preacher and that he helped her with her pregnancy. And that's all well and good, but now she's laying eggs, and that's an undesirable side effect. We're worried about their little boy, Jonathan. We haven't actually seen him. We don't really know what his status is, but she seems to be more concerned about the eggs than anything else. And Peggy's pretty fertile, so she's got some eggs under the stove, and it looks like she's got some more little buns in the oven ready to come out. So that was a highly interesting experience that those two had. The eggs themselves, I should talk about the eggs. Yeah, they got something in them. We're not sure exactly what they're going to look like when they come out. If they're going to be more like Tyrannish, or they're going to look more like Goose and Dr. Harrow. But so it might not actually be a terrible thing. I should keep an open mind, I suppose. The rest of us, we went to the blacksmith's house, and we saw Pearl. And we split up in this scenario. And so Dr. Harrow and we went to talk to the husband, the blacksmith himself. And he's not at all happy about the preacher. He's not happy what's happened to his wife. He's very upset about the whole thing. And so he seems to be involved with the group of people that are meeting over at the saloon. Seems to he invited us over to kind of talk about things with that crew. So that might be another group of people that we might want to talk about or talk to and get some more information from. However, those folks seem to be in the minority. And the rest of the town seems to be really thrilled about this preacher man they've got. Now, Fern, she unfortunately got an eyeful when she found the Peggy up on the rooftop, behaving in very snake-like fashion. She's out there sunning herself, getting warm, but it still had to be very unpleasant with all the dust and stuff. But anyway, uh, so yeah, it's that was kind of our experience with the things and whatnot with going around town. And we had some time, so we thought, hey, let's stop by the church to see if we can't meet this Reverend Cornfield. And yeah, it's he's a real nice guy. I can see why people like him. He's very personable. He's offered to cure Floyd of his muteness that he suddenly developed. That might be interesting. I mean, he's already a snake guy, so I mean, what harm could happen, right? I don't know. So we'll see if that plays out. We're going to probably attend a church service soon, and and there's the whole thing about going out into the desert. Yeah, he leads people into the desert. There's something out there at that desert, and so we should probably either go on one of these journeys or at least follow a group that goes out there. And now Fern did buy a Bible, so we have a plan to compare her version of the Bible to this new version of that the Preacher Cornfield was rewriting. So it's going to be kind of interesting, how many references does he change all the references of Jesus to Yig? Not sure, but we're going to find out. So we'll figure that out. I think tonight maybe, and then we may talk to the lumber, the guy at the lumber, George. George is the lumber who sleeps under the floorboards. We haven't talked to him. I figure that his story is going to be very similar to what we got from Peggy and Pearl. So, yeah. Now, the only thing that could be a sticking point in our plans is Sheriff. And Sheriff seems to be a favorite of the Reverend. So the Reverend does have the law on his side. So we do need to kind of be careful of the legal rope that we walk here. So that's kind of what happened today. So a very full day, but still very confusing. I'm not sure what's going on. So next step is to take that Bible and see if we can't figure out what information might be there.
Okay. As I recall, it's evening, is it not? Where are you all? Are you back at your hotel?
I think we were dining in a sort of private corner of the hotel dining room where we could catch up with each other without making a scene.
Okay. And you were discussing these things.
I agree that I'd like to get a look at that Cornfield's new scripture, but I'm also wary about giving ourselves away because I think we're going to need to follow him out in the wilderness to meet whatever thing he met. Otherwise, I don't know how we'll ever find it.
Do you see any benefit? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Gustav.
Oh, Lloyd and me, we're gonna follow him home. We can give you the signal once he's left the church, and maybe Fern can have a look at the book with her photographic memory. We don't need to steal it. She can just keep it all up here.
That's true.
Probably doesn't even lock the place. I wouldn't mind getting a closer look at the children's drawings too. Is he using the offspring of the town to generate his new scripture or what?
It was hard to tell. I mean, they had those funny drawings on the wall, but I'm thinking if he's working on that actively, his rewrite, who says that he's going to leave it there in the church? He may take it home with him.
Yeah, he might get inspired in the wee hours.
We haven't seen any children in the town, right, as I recall.
No.
No. I don't
It
think
hasn't
so.
come up, but there are children in the town. So
Oh,
Right.
okay.
All
may
I've
have.
seen is
You may have.
Mortimer's son, Lloyd.
Yeah.
There's al-
Yeah.
wasn't there also Johnny? It was Peggy's son, Snake Boy.
Yeah, we know
We
they're
haven't
here.
seen
We just
him.
haven't seen them yet.
And little Jonathan's, fairly newborn too. We haven't. Maybe maybe the kids go straight from school to the dust fields to farm dust or whatever the hell people still do out here.
But we
well,
haven't
most
looked at
likely they
school.
go home because the dust is choking dust. So yeah, you're not going to see them running around playing on the streets.
Yeah, no hoop games when you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Did they have a schoolhouse? Because I don't remember seeing one, but maybe there'd be evidence of things the children are drawing or writing down that we could look at.
I don't know if it's on the thing, but of course they would have a schoolhouse. So there is a schoolhouse here. I'd say this is a small enough town. It's probably one large schoolhouse with maybe 2 teachers for the younger and the older kids.
I know we're expected to report back to Caduceus. Is that something we are going to do?
I don't think we think Gonsalves is actually an antagonist, even though we're not sure he knows who he works for. We do want to be careful about what we say because we know that the preacher is radio savvy.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious as to
I was
what their
gonna say.
response to be to having no response from us. Did they even give a damn?
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, the last thing we need is for them to send more people out here, though, looking for us and jeopardize everything we're doing. Because, I mean,
Well, it would
they're
take
not
some time
exactly-
for at least a day for them to get out here.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us a sun bomb, so I mean, they're not exactly subtle with who they'd send out here, or even what they would send them out here with. I mean,
Well, I can touch base with them. Just tell them the basics. We're
Yeah.
canvassing the town, trying to meet with the preacher, keep the finer details out of it. And maybe even tell them we got in late, so we haven't had a lot to do yet,
Yeah, we could just keep it very basic.
Yeah.
We've done some interviews.
Nothing to report yet.
Yeah,
but,
nothing really to report, actually.
yeah, hoping to make a little more progress tomorrow, but yeah, I can do that. And
really
then
wanna share
tomorrow,
with them anyway.
yeah, I
Not
don't think
exactly.
I'll share much. I'll just tell them we got in, got settled, kind of walked around the town, got to know people, who's around, know
Well,
there's
maybe
a
give
church
them a little
service.
bit, something like, well, it seems like part of the town likes this preacher and part of the town don't.
Yeah, the town's kind of divided on the preacher, more so in favor of, and but we're hoping to attend a church service. I think I can keep it pretty basic, satisfy Caduceus, but also keep our cards to our chest a little bit.
Not just hiding it from, Snake Preacher. Like, we're not exactly sure what Caduceus is going to do with this for all we know. I mean, I don't trust him. Trust him as far as I could throw him.
You could make up any story you want. They're not going to check or know anyhow.
Yeah, it's not like they can check in on us without coming here.
On
And
the
that
other
would
hand,
defeat
it's
the purpose of. I'm sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I was just going to point out it's the first legal paycheck Lloyd's had in memory, so no reason to look that gift horse in the mouth.
I've cashed many a legal paycheck. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Were they made out to you?
Or, yeah.
You know what? I don't like what you're insinuating.
I'm not insinuating. I think I'm coming out rather straightforwardly, but
Okay, Goose, aren't we going to go take a look at this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Fern, Stony, do you want to check out the old church or stay out of the dust for a night and, prepare ourselves for the morning's serpentine wisdom?
Well, I wouldn't mind taking an evening stroll. Perhaps the dust isn't so bad at night as it is during the day, but I think that old church might have some answers in it.
I think it's worth checking out. Yeah.
Something
I'll
I
go-
just thought about, though, the sheriff. The sheriff and him are buddy-buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a chance he might be staking it out, like the church, where he lives?
Probably
The
not.
last thing I want to do is end up in a jail cell.
I mean, we have a pretty
Probably
good
one way to
cover,
find
though.
out.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing much illegal at the moment. We have pretty good cover that we're new in town, just checking it out.
And Lloyd, if you and Goose are following the preacher, I mean, I don't imagine unless you follow him into his house and mug him, then that just following a man on public streets is pretty legal, even if he
Yeah,
is
Just new.
the sheriff's friend. Yeah, curious, nosy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
just play your good old dumb self, Floyd.
Well, that's
You're
true. You don't-
infatuated with the new preacher.
You don't have to say a word after all, since you can't.
I'm gonna go
So
back
great
to
at
my
coming up
room.
with
and-
covers, Fern. I really do appreciate that. Good, quick thinking on your feet.
I'll go back to the saloon and get our radio set up. I assume we just have a personal radio that I can set up, for contact, and I'll do that and report back, and then wait to hear from you all if you need anything from me. Before Jack leaves, he goes to Stoney. He's like, pulls a grenade. He's like, "You have this just in case." Goes to
Thank you much.
Gustav. "You have this just in case."
Lloyd holds his hand out.
No.
All
Oh, you
right.
said you had at least 6.
I do. I like to keep 4 on my person.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a you problem. Give me.
You're covered. There is a grenade in your party.
Nobody trusts me with any damn thing around here, and he just walks off slightly.
Earn trust. Get trust when you earn trust.
Well, if you're going to be hanging out, would you mind rigging me up a slingshot? Because I feel like something like that might come in handy.
Yeah, I'm sure I can put a slingshot together.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll deal with you, Jack. First, you go back to your room, you unpack the radio and set it up. Probably only takes you 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And are you're gonna call Gonzalez?
Yeah.
All right. So you tune the radio and you hear KB 69301. This is Caduceus. Who am I speaking to?
Buzz Bellamy.
Mr. Bellamy. Hold on. Mr. Gonzalez is here. There's a moment's pause, and then Jack, how's it going? Are you there?
Yeah, we arrived about mid-afternoon. Dusty out here, but we're just kind of getting acclimated in the town a little bit, kind of learning where everything is,
Have you seen any evidence of Yig worship or anything like that?
Not yet, but also, I mean, we haven't done a whole lot. We kind of hung out at, the saloon, and some of us set up shop at a hotel, just kind of spread out. Seems that the town's kind of divided. Most of the people are with this new reverend and his beliefs. And then there's definitely a, faction of people that are the opposite. So we're going to kind of try to dig in more to that tomorrow, try to figure out where the dividing line is and what it's about. So follow up on stuff we find out there and, hopefully have a little bit more to report back tomorrow.
Well, be careful. Be careful poking your nose into places. But I mean, the recording did have Nakal on it, so somebody there knows how to speak it. Somebody there is definitely associated with the serpent people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys rest up and then tomorrow, call me tomorrow evening, give me another report. I'll leave the channel open in case you need something.
Yep. I will get in touch at the latest tomorrow evening.
All right. Excellent. Good work.
Then I get to work on fashioning Fern's slingshot.
Slingshot. That probably also doesn't take you very long.
Nope. Then I go back down to the saloon and, enjoy some drinks until I'm summoned, if I'm
Okay.
summoned.
You get down to the saloon and it's almost empty at this point. The bartender's there, of course. He sees you come on in and he sort of motions you over. And he says, "So let me get something straight with you. What do you think about this preacher? Have you gotten a good look at him yet? Have you seen what we're talking about?"
I haven't had a chance to talk to him myself. Hoping to do that tomorrow just to kind of see what it's all about. Seems he has y'all pretty divided.
Well, we're not used to change and we don't like change. And I, you know, people come in here and get pretty drunk. And I think that it's all going to be coming to a head pretty soon. So,
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Old Hilliard was in here earlier. He was drunk. You saw him.
Yeah.
People are hot-headed. The blacksmith too, Schonenbaum. He's not happy at all. He feels like his whole family's been, torn up by this bullshit. I don't know. Just keep your eyes open. Make sure you're not in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. I will do. If I needed to talk to one person, who would you think I need to talk to?
The young people are pretty upset. Their parents are upset. I don't know. I'd just keep your eyes open. I mean, did you go out and see any of these people that I mentioned?
Yeah, we went
things?
we went and talked to what was her name? Peggy. Yeah, Peggy. We went and talked to her.
Well, I mean, Harry Matheson, he's another weird one. He's over there you can usually find him in the daytime over at the barber shop. But
is he the barber there, or is he just hang about?
No, Ralph Kunkel's the barber. They're friends, and I think Kunkel's just trying to fool himself into thinking there's nothing wrong with Matheson, but Matheson won't stop eating. He's eating more food he was always kind of a fatso, but now he's getting ridiculous.
What is he eating? Anything in particular, or just whatever he can find, or see?
I don't know. I think that Ralph's been bringing him food constantly, and he's been eating and drinking constantly. So something's got to be wrong there. He's normally in there sweeping up, but I don't think he's done anything but just sit there in a chair and do nothing.
Has he got his own place, or does he stay there at the barber shop?
No. He's got his own place, but that's usually where he's supposed to be working.
Where's his place at? Yeah.
It's in town on where's my map? We'll say it's on Third Street and Liberty.
Third
Not too
belated.
far from the church.
Okay. Well, my traveling partner's out tonight. I don't know. I might find myself wandering the streets later and just, you know, take a peek.
What's really weird is that, as far as I can remember, old Harry has been very nearly blind with cataracts. Only he don't have them anymore. So the preacher must have gotten to him.
Seems to be the way around here.
I mean, I can't deny that preacher is doing something to cure people of their ailments. We're just questioning whether it's from the devil or not.
That was my question. It seems like he is doing some sort of good here. So but I guess that's the thing. Is it I don't know, holy good or unholy good?
Everything seems to be revolving around snakes. And, the devil's a snake.
That's the story. I'm not a big church going man, but I know enough to know that, Garden of Eden, snake, apples, stuff like that. So
Well, people in this town, some of them are divided, some of them are neutral, some of them are going to church just because they want to keep their social status,
yeah.
So there are a lot of people in this town that you can't fault them one way or the other, but there are those who are really polarized by this whole thing. And in a small town like this where everybody knows one another, that usually leads to some conflict.
Yeah. What can you tell me about the sheriff? I've heard he's in close with this preacher. Is that
The sheriff's a good sheriff. He's a good man. But yeah, he's a good, I mean, I would say that he's a good God-fearing man. But he's loyal to Reverend Cornfield. I don't particularly know why, except that he always has been. He was always a member of the church. And I mean, he was there when the Reverend went off into the desert, and he was by far one of the first people convinced absolutely that he wasn't coming back. That figured he was just, in despair and depressed and walked off into the desert. And when he came back, nobody was more surprised than he was.
Was he like going to organize a search party or anything, or was it just like a foregone conclusion? This guy was sad and just went out to die somewhere.
The problem is that we wouldn't have known where to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew the basic direction. He went south, but once you're out of the town, it's nothing but desert and hills. He could have been anywhere, and the dust storms and everything else. It wasn't safe. But yeah, I mean, I would, the sheriff's not a bad man. I mean, quite honestly, it sometimes seems like the preacher's not a bad man, but I don't believe in this whole healing people and snake worshiping weird shit. And the devil can be tricky.
That seems to be his main thing. Trickster.
But I'd keep clear of the sheriff unless you absolutely have to. If anything's going to happen, you best know where you are so that when the sheriff comes after you or talks to you, that you've got an excuse.
All right, well,
you guys are the strangers in town.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. Strangers in a small town or stick out like a sore thumb. No, I appreciate you letting me know. Think I'll take a drink and then take a walk.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's see. Who's going? You're going to go spy on the preacher and follow him home? All right.
Yep.
It's gonna be the
Me
two
and
of us.
Lloyd.
So Gustav and Lloyd, uh, you sort of, first of all, hiding around is pretty easy because of the dust. People just aren't on the street. People stay inside. But you get yourself a vantage point where you can reasonably deal with the dust, and you can watch the church. And it's after sundown. It's gotten dark, and you see the lights on the church suddenly go out. And a few seconds later, the front door of the church opens, and you see the preacher step out onto the porch, and he's got that big book under his arm, and he looks like maybe he locks up the door of the church, and then turns around and starts walking. Basically, he's still on the church property. He comes off of it, and just as he does that, you see another man come up to him, and from the way he's dressed, you'd guess that is the sheriff. You can't hear what they're saying, but they say a few words to one another. It doesn't look much more serious than "good evening, how's everything going," and blah, blah, blah. That takes only a few minutes, and then the sheriff turns and starts heading in another direction, and the preacher starts walking down a side street. Are you gonna follow?
It's kind of weird. The sheriff showed up out of nowhere.
It,
Think he lives here, like next door or something?
I mean, it's a small town. Could just be a coincidence. Did it look like it was just a coincidence, or? I mean, they
Yeah, I
didn't.
mean the sheriff. You haven't seen it yet, but I mean him roaming around town, especially now the sun's gone down, might not be that unusual. It did sort of look like just a coincidence, although probably the sheriff knows exactly what time the preacher gets off.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like an argument, and it didn't look like they were being secretive. It was just like a good evening, how are
No
you doing
secret-
today? And right,
No
think
secret
it was
code
like a
or
check-in.
anything. Okay.
It didn't seem like a check-in or anything. Like
right.
nothing happened in town. Nothing like
Yeah.
that.
I kind of poke Lloyd and still point at the preacher. I think we still want to follow him, especially now that he's taking his book. We want to see where he lives, and
Yeah, they're gonna look at the church anyway. There's no reason to that. Which way does the sheriff go?
The sheriff looks like he's heading towards Main Street, back to the center of town, which is where the sheriff's office is. The preacher is heading up Liberty, let me give you some directions. The sheriff is heading east towards Main, and the preacher is heading north towards First Street.
Yeah, I guess we could follow them, but wouldn't actually be a bad idea to go scope out the sheriff's office. Oh God, but eventually, but maybe not right now.
I think let's follow Cornfield for now.
Yeah.
I would like you both to do spot hiddens.
That's my best skill ever, huh, Tom?
I failed horribly.
Gee, I rolled a 5, so I got an extreme success. And I didn't have to spend a lot of luck on that.
Excellent.
I would have had to spend 50 luck, so good job.
You guys all remember to roll your luck this episode, didn't you?
I didn't start with a lot. I blew 30 last time.
So Lloyd, as you guys are both sort of turned, Gustav is turned in the direction that you guys are going to go, and Lloyd, you kind of glance back at the church, and when you do, there's there's kind of shrubberies and bushes around the back side of the church and all that. And you, with that extreme, you very distinctly see someone. They are right up against the church between the bushes and the shrub, or the bushes and the church wall. And they're putting something down in the bushes next to the wall. They look like bottles, like wine bottles or something. It's kind of hard to see the person, but you're pretty sure it's a guy.
Hey, Goose. And I'm just kind of like just walking kind of casually, like we're just walking towards the preacher. There's somebody back there next to the church.
Oh,
I think
really?
one of
Must
us
have missed
should-
them in between all the dust.
You think one of us should slip back and keep following and catch up?
I mean, if you just give a heads up to the others, they're gonna go at the church. Gonna go to
Yeah.
the church later, right? So, I mean,
Can't
it's
be.
I'll make it your call. I'll trust you with this one, Lloyd.
Who do I think is faster, him or me?
Well, just you could look. What's your movement?
Okay, yeah. How fast are you?
I'm 7. My move is 7.
I never have to look at this, so I'm trying to see where it's at. My
It's
move
at the
is
bottom
8.
right of the first.
Okay, my move is 8.
Okay, so you're sneaky and fast.
I'm a little curious. You keep going on ahead. I'll be able to see you. Just keep following him. I'm just going to duck back just a little bit behind you, not far.
All right.
Yeah.
Stony Fern and Dr. Jude, were you going to head towards the Baptist church?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, did they relay the information about who they saw and where they went?
Oh, no. I was just going to step back. Like, it's literally going to be like a minute.
Yeah,
This is all happening at the same time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to let him get, like, so far ahead of me I won't be able to see him either. Like, I'll be able to catch up to him. I want to kind of way back just a little bit and just kind of look.
Okay. The other three of you, you've been told to go down Main Street and turn left on 7th, and you see the damaged building that was once the Baptist church right next to the cemetery, which is also in somewhat disrepair. There are some gravestones that have been knocked over, possibly by the wind and the dust and everything. The building itself is completely black. And I don't mean it's black. I mean it's dark. Some of the windows have been damaged, and you can see that the front door is cracked open just a little bit, like it's like the door hinge or the door itself is kind of damaged.
All right. Flashlights at the ready. How long ago did the Baptist preach give up because of the dust, we were told? A year
few
or
months
two?
ago.
A few months.
Yeah.
This place looks, I mean, I know this wind does damage, but this place looks like it could be from the last century.
Well, we don't know what it looked like before. Maybe it was kind of downtrodden before we got here.
Yeah, it might have been part of why he gave up. How's the signage? Did they take it down when the preacher left, or?
No, it's still there. It's just not in great condition.
I suppose people aren't really bothering to put flowers out on their loved ones' graves when they'll blow away after 5 minutes if they could grow a flower in the first place. So, yeah, let's just pop in and see if there's anything to show for it. If there's a clutch of eggs under the preacher's, podium, then we're going to stomp on him.
All
That's
right.
my own kin.
You get to the front door, and it's open. I mean, you can just push it and it opens. It's a double door, so one of them is open. Inside there are pews. It's a very common Protestant-looking church. There's a big cross up in the front. There's I don't think they have altars. I think they just have a podium where they talk. There's not much in the way of any kind of artwork or anything like that on the walls. It's very plain. You can see in the pews there are the remnants of some books and things that are probably hymnals and stuff like that. And everything is just filthy dusty in the church. There are some cobwebs too.
Casting my little flashlight around, are we the first people to disturb the dust in here in a while?
You don't see any footprints or anything. No.
Is there one of those plaques on the wall that talks about the people that were in attendance and from a year ago?
Yeah, I'd say there's one of those contributors or whatever.
Yeah.
To
how many people attended church on that last day they had church as compared to a year ago? And
well, you can't quite read it, but maybe 20 or 30 people.
Okay.
And by comparison, this church is not quite as large physically as the other church is.
And it's just a one-room building.
Just a one room, yeah.
Vern's going to go up to the podium, poke around.
There's nothing there but dust. If there was a Bible, it was probably taken by the preacher when he left.
And there's no real sign of vandalism, just sort of closed up and abandoned. They left the books of common prayer and hymnals and
yeah. And there is some window broken, but that could happen with dust and dirt and rocks flying or whatever. Doesn't look like it's malicious. There is a little side room, however, like to the side of
for preparation or what have you.
Yeah.
Let's poke around. I want to see if there's a cellar door anywhere too.
You open up that door and there is the room has pretty much been stripped. There's nothing here. There's no furniture. There's some cabinets. They're open and empty. Looks like whatever the preacher did, he probably took everything with him that he could. There is a cellar door here. That also is unlocked, but it's also unlit. So it's when you open it up, you can see the stairs. They're small, narrow stairs going down, and it's pitch black down there.
Yeah, I'll flash a light around first just to make sure the stairs are intact the way the place is falling apart. I wouldn't want to break a tailbone. Does it just smell
musty, just like a normal cellar, or is there any strange odors?
Well, the whole area smells kind of like flint, and that's the dust that's everywhere. It's acrid but it doesn't smell that unusual. Although, go ahead and do a smell hidden for me. Yeah, sniff hidden.
Oh, heck.
5. Oh, yeah.
I got a 3. We're wasting our rolls. Take turns.
There is an odd smell, and you're not exactly sure what it is, but you guys have been in New York, and it smells like maybe a little like a dead rat, one that dies in your walls, and you don't know it's in there, and it smells. It's a weird smell. It doesn't smell like anything else.
Well, and it's probably, I mean, I imagine this building gets pretty hot during the day, when the sun beats through the dust, and it's empty and closed up with windows, so anything might dry out. Let's make sure it's just a lost possum.
Right. It's just an odd thing. I mean, it's not an odd thing for a rat to die down in the cellar, but I'm just real suspicious at this point.
Yeah.
No, I think it's well good to have that suspicion because there's a lot going on around here that we don't know about just yet.
Yeah.
So you get down to the almost to the bottom of the steps, and your flashlight, as you're looking around, you suddenly flash on something that is a bit maybe under a shelf that's attached to the wall. It's two little eyes looking in your direction, and they're strange eyes. They're not like a cat or a mouse or a rat or anything like that. They're yellow. And just as you do that, something slithers out from under that cabinet and goes across the floor, leaving an S shape in the sand, in the dust. I'm pretty sure it was a snake.
I hope it was a snake because nothing else should slither.
Do you know if it was friendly, Dr. Harrow? Did you get any vibes off of it?
I don't talk snake yet. Very few critters are happy when their lair is disturbed or, nest or what have you. Is it, let's first of all, let's follow the markings in the dust to make sure it's not sidling up, the wall and to leap down at us or something. Did it go to a crack or something? Where did it go?
It just more or less moved into another area of the basement underneath maybe another shelf.
And were those the eyes?
Well, you don't see the eyes now, so
yeah, I want to see the nest.
You go any more? Do you go down the last steps into the basement?
Don't like the way he asked that question, Stoney. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
well, Fern wants to look to see if that snake was eating something or protecting something under that shelf.
Yeah, is this an earthen floor?
Yes.
Not flagstones even. Right.
Is there like a hoe or a shovel or anything like that down here?
Yes, that's reasonable. There are some gardening tools down here.
I'm gonna get a shovel and hold it with the point down, so if anything comes at us, I can maybe get it.
Brakes are good for snakes. I guess I'll do one pistol and one flashlight so that.
Okay. All right. So as you are looking around and flashing the flashlight, you suddenly hear the one telltale sign that everybody knows, and that's like that. And as soon as that starts, you hear that sound coming from 3 or 4 other places in the room, all of them down low near the floor. You don't see anything. You think they might be. You don't want to reach into the shadows anywhere.
Do you know what, friends? We brought that scepter from an ancient pyramid underneath the Andes to New York and then to Oklahoma. Maybe we come back and give that thing a test run on these rattlers.
It's a great
It's like
plan.
a little family living down here.
Yeah, an abandoned building. There's no reason not to have some desert snakes move into the cellar, but I don't really want to test my new natural antivenins against a family of rattlesnakes. And I'm sure, Fern, you've got a useful poultice, and Stoney's punched more than one snake, but discretion, valor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't have an anti-venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the dark and they're rattling around, and so it's going to be hard to bonk these things unless they slither out.
Yeah,
Which,
they're not gonna approach us head down for a proper bonking. They're gonna approach us with fangs rearing.
Well, what if they're working for the preacher, though? I mean, I don't know. Are these like sentient snakes? Are they going to go back and report to him that we were poking around down here, and then everything that we was looking for is going to be gone when we come back?
You know, if he's thorough enough to have some chatting snakes in the ex-church's basement, then we have big problems. I just think this is a good way to find out whether that scepter really lets us boss these things around.
Yeah, I
Well, the
get
snakes
you.
are warning you.
Yeah.
They're giving you. What do you want to do?
I suppose we better retreat.
I don't think it's
you were-
ignominious. I think, you know, we plan to come back. We're not ceding the basement to them forever.
You retreat up the stairs back into the church, and you're going to look around at it anymore, or are you going to go out?
Maybe
I mean-
in the pews some, see if any personal effects were left behind.
Yeah, just the common prayer books and things like that.
And there's no little upper area, there's no gallery or anything.
No,
And if I
It's all
moved some
one-
dust around,
one
I'm not
story.
going to find dried blood.
no.
Well, you want to look at that graveyard real quick before we head back?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like
Okay.
to see.
So you guys are heading into the graveyard. Gustav, you get to the corner of First and Liberty, and the preacher turns left onto First Street, and not too far away, you see him go into a nice little house that's there, and the lights come on. But Lloyd hasn't rejoined you yet. So, I mean, you know where the preacher lives now. You know that Lloyd's back in this direction. Do you want to wait for him, or do you want to do?
So all the lights were off before the preacher got there, right? I don't get
Correct.
the feeling there's anybody else.
No.
I mean, I think I'll wait for a few minutes and might see if I can sneak in after.
Okay.
You know, because the preacher's probably on the... How many floors is it? Is it just the ground floor?
It's a little two-story house.
2 stories. Okay.
Actually, kind of a nice little two-story house.
So I'll wait for
Once again,
lights.
it's been ravaged by the dusts and everything, but yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll wait for lights upstairs to go on before I make my move.
Okay. Lloyd, what do you want to do?
So when I saw these people, when I saw that person, do I got the feeling that they might have saw me or
No.
no? Okay.
They seem to think that they're sneaking around. Or what they? Now you've got me doing it.
It could be,
Yeah.
it's gender neutral. We don't know who there are.
Right. The person seems to think they're doing something. They're putting bottles around the bushes.
Okay.
They look like they could be whiskey bottles or something.
Okay, I have a good idea what those are. I'm trying to see if I see any distinguishing factors, marks, clothing on the people.
Do a spot hidden for me.
That's great. How does a 98 on a 41 work?
It just means that you can't really see. It's dusty, it's dark, and there's no lights on at the church, so it's dark.
Actually, is a 98 on a 41 a critical fail?
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Nobody's going to see you. What do you want to do?
Okay, no one can see me. Are there like some bushes or something next to me? Can I
Sure.
pick up like a couple little like pea-sized pieces of gravel and just like throw them over in that direction to see if I can hit like the glass or the building, just to see if it would like scare them and make them jump and run? I just
Go ahead
that way
and
I'd
do
have a
that.
better idea to see who or what they look like.
Right. Roll throw.
It's a good thing I've got base stat and throw. I will spend 5 points of luck to make that a success.
Okay. And you're just intending on hitting the glass or the
Yeah, just
the
to like
bottle?
hit the glass or to like hit the side of the building, just to make them like startled and start looking around, thinking something's
Okay.
falling or something.
You hear the clink, and the clink sounds like it makes a distinct sound like the bottles are full. They're not empty. And when that happens, you see this person stop and look around. And as they do, there's another person over there also that stops, that pops up and looks around. One more spot hidden for me.
That one is a fail.
You think that the one turns to the other one and they're saying something to each other. And then they move around behind the church. And then you see a flicker of light behind the church. And then Galoomph. This big fireball goes up. The bottles shatter, and the whole back end of the church is lit on fire. At the same time, you guys moving towards the cemetery, which is really across town, you suddenly see the town light up over towards the church, and you hear what sounds like a kind of a concussion blast from an explosion. You can see the light. You see the church sort of light up in the distance. Jack, you're in the bar, and you suddenly hear a Galoomph outside. And when you step out, you can see that the church is on fire.
Oh,
And
how
within a
good
few-
break was.
Within a few minutes, there is an alarm. I mean, somebody starts ringing a bell, and people start coming out of their houses and running towards the church.
Communicator on. Anybody have eyes on the flaming church?
So I pocket the slingshot I'm working on. It's like, yeah,
I
the church just went up in flames. Did Goose or Stony? Did you all?
Am I hearing this?
I followed
or-
the priest home. I left Lloyd with the church.
Yeah, I'm with Harrow and Fern. We're nowhere near the church. We're at the other one.
Goose, I would like to think at this point you see Lloyd running down the street to where you were.
Yeah, you see Lloyd
Looking
running
for
towards
you.
you.
Like at a breakneck speed, eyes
Okay.
as wide as like Coke bottles, like huge and just bolting towards wherever you were.
Lloyd is sprinting towards me as we speak.
As in lit something on fire and is sprinting, or is running from danger sprinting?
Hard to tell. Could be both. Could be one of them.
Are his pants on fire again?
Is his
That's
hair,
only when he's speaking, actually, isn't it?
Is his hair singed?
We
with
should
that,
probably make
Without
our way.
Lloyd, you come running up to him. So
Did you see that? What the fuck? We need to get out of here.
I mean, did I see it? The people across town saw it. Are you not on the comms channel?
I'm too busy. Like there were people, and then there were bottles, and they threw someone set that fucking thing on fire.
Yeah, no shit.
Well observed. Did you see who did it?
There were like two people. One of them was like really short, like maybe about 4 feet tall. One of them was like really tall, like maybe about 7 foot tall. But there were two of them. There were definitely two of them. Like one of them big and one of them small. One of them a little bit wide, but that's about all I could see.
at this point, the general alarm has come out. You hear bells ringing. People are coming out of their houses. People are forming a bucket brigade.
Yeah, we should go and get on that bucket brigade and show ourselves to be concerned visitors.
And I grabbed Goose by the arm. If the preacher goes there, this actually might be the best time to go into his house.
Exactly what I was thinking. There, as long as a few of the new faces show up to help out, they're not going to remember all of us, I think. So 1 or 2 could be.
And in fact, the preacher does, within a few minutes, come out of his house, wondering what's going on. And when he realizes that it's the church, you see him suddenly break into a run heading towards the church. He's left his door open and the lights on.
Yeah, so I think we tried not to be seen as he was coming out. So, not to be seen in this area.
He seems preoccupied with...
I'll wait 5 or 10 seconds for him to cross the corner or go around the corner and go in.
He goes. All right.
It's a pity you're not over there, Fern. You could memorize that Bible. But
I could.
Let's go and make nice.
All right. By the time most people have responded and formed the bucket brigade, the whole church is in flames. It's loud. It's making that horrible crackling smell. Everything smells like burning wood. And you guys are going to join the bucket brigade?
I did.
I will.
I probably got a few buckets, and I look and was like, there's nothing we can do here. We need, I mean, we can keep wasting energy by throwing buckets of water on it, or we can just, let it burn.
Let's spread some water around on the ground.
Before.
Yeah.
They're going to go up like a matchstick.
Yeah. I think we need to move into preservation of structures around it, because I don't think we're putting that church out.
You guys do a spot hidden as you guys are bucket brigading. And the bucket brigade, they're going to try to put it out, but then they're going to eventually stop, like you say, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Oh, wow.
I passed.
Pass.
Oh, you're way better.
I rolled a 99. I guess I've got smoke in my eyes, at least.
Well, you're
That's
busy
a good
trying to
song.
help. Jack, you immediately notice what seemed like quite a few snakes coming from basement windows in the church that are crawling quickly away from the building. Stoney, you also notice that after Jack points it out to you.
Okay.
Dr. Jude, you don't really notice. You're too busy making friends.
Learning
And
the
Fern,
finer arts
you
of
didn't
bucket brigading.
pass either, did you?
No, I passed.
Oh, you passed. So you
I
see the
did.
snakes too. Yeah.
Do they have
Um,
rattlers on them?
well, you can't see they're not right where you are. They're not close, but it
Do I
looks
see
like a
if they have
variety
rattlers?
of desert snakes. You know, with your pass, yes, some of them do have rattlers.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting. Do they
and
just
short. Go ahead.
yeah? Does Jack see them? Like, just are they just scattering in any
They're
direction?
scattering.
Okay.
Yeah. The preacher then comes running up. It looks like he was in the process of changing clothes. So he's not entirely dressed the way he normally dresses, but he comes running up and you see him meet the sheriff. And it's like, what happened? And the sheriff says there's only one explanation. Somebody set fire to the church. And a kind of a look of resolve comes over the preacher's face, like, God giveth and God taketh away. Let's just make sure everybody's safe. And then there comes a point where he basically says, let it go, let it go. Just material things. We will continue. Don't worry about it. And I think at that point, Jack, you probably also notice a couple of the snakes, probably rattlers. They head towards the preacher and sort of coil around his feet. And he looks down at them and sort of gently nudges them away, and they go off into the shadows. He says, everybody make sure nothing else catches on fire, make sure the fire doesn't spread. But he seems very concerned that nobody gets hurt. The sheriff, on the other hand, he's like, we're going to find out who's responsible for this and bring them to justice. He says, we're going to have a thorough investigation. And he sees you, the sheriff sees you, and he's like, you're strangers in this town, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Where were you? What were you doing? I mean, we appreciate you helping, but
We were at the
We were looking at your old cemetery, as a matter of fact. Got an interest in history, curious about names of folks that went back here generations.
well, I might have to question you in the morning.
We'll be at your service, of course, Sheriff. We're all staying at the hotel.
All right, I'll check in with the hotel. Thank you for your help, and the preacher is also thank you very much for helping. And he's very gracious. Thank you for helping. These
I'm
things
sorry
happen
we-
sometimes.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think-
sorry we couldn't save your church, but at least we kept the town from burning down.
Well, we're hardy people. We'll rebuild the church eventually. Says until then, we will still have services tomorrow morning. We'll just have an open air service out here in the town square. And we'll just do that. God, under God's own heavens, we'll do that.
It's awfully dusty, if you don't mind me saying, Reverend. How about the old church? People at least could be indoors.
I'll think about it, but that place is pretty filthy on the inside. I have a feeling it's going to be a bright and beautiful day tomorrow.
I think as time goes and the church burns, as long as the preacher sticks around, I think Jack sidles up next to him. Was like, Reverend, I was hoping to meet you under better circumstances tomorrow, but I came here because my wife is pregnant and well, she's having complications, and I heard that you can maybe help those things. Talk to Peggy and.
Well, the Lord is the one who does all the work. He's just gifted me with healing hands. But yes, certainly you are welcome. Right now, we got to clean up some of this mess and we got to make sure everybody's okay. But you come to services tomorrow and
Yeah, no, I
we'll see what we
understand.
can do for you.
I understand. She'll be here in a couple days. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Jack, and just wanted to
Jack.
touch base with you. I was hoping to catch up with you tomorrow, but seems we have a whole thing going on here.
Well, everything happens for a reason.
That's what my wife says all the time, and I'm starting to believe it.
Now, it sounds like your wife is a wise woman. Now, if you'll excuse me. And then he is patting people on the back. And I mean, some of the people are quite upset because their church is burned down, but he's reassuring. It's just material things, just material things.
Do we see any faces of the regulars from the saloon?
You do not.
I think after some more time, I go over to Miss Meadows. It says, Miss Meadows, I have that thing. I think will suit you. When we get back, I'll refine it a little bit. But he presents this kind of a half glove that goes over your thumb and first finger, has kind of little metal rods and like a rubber gasket attached to it, and piece of leather that he's cut off his own boot, boot tongue thing. Says it'll work for now, but I think you can figure out how to use it. He hands you a couple of rocks he's picked up. You just kind of pull it back, and we'll refine it once we get back to New York. But I think now it'll work for now. Concealable.
I swear, Buzz, you're a wonder. Thanks so much. I'm going to have you come to my house and fix some things.
Well, Miss Meadows, whatever, however I can lend a helping hand. We'll make if you want, we'll when I get back to New York, we'll make a more feminine version. That way you can take it to wherever you're going. If you put on nice gloves or whatever, not these work gloves that I cut apart one of my own work gloves and made it, but.
Well, I think it's great. Thanks, Buzz.
It'll do in a pinch,
Well, instead of trying to throw files and stuff at the creepies, I think this will be much more accurate.
Yeah. I did what I could with what I had, so.
So old dry wood burns fast and hot, and within 15 or 20 minutes, there's not much left of the old church except smoking ruins. And a lot of the people in the town look dejected that, the church is burnt down, but they all eventually hug each other and head home. And probably by, 12 p.m., people have started to head home. However, we will jump back over to Lloyd and Gustav. We're jumping back in time a little. So the church is still raging in flames as you guys go up to the preacher's house.
Okay. I'm going to go straight up to the second floor. Try to find the master bedroom or the bedroom of the preacher, because
there's not much to the house. It's pretty obvious when you go in there. Now he has on his wall some of what look like the children's pictures. They're sort of pinned up. A lot of them have to do with Adam and Eve and the snake. You see that over and over and over again.
I'm gonna pocket one or two of the pictures. Few that seem like representing most representing of all the things that are there.
Okay.
I mean,
one of them that you grab is the oddest one of the bunch. and it shows kind of a rudimentary looking, you're guessing a cave. It's a kind of a rock shape with a, the way kids will draw caves. And inside of it, there is a stick figure of a man standing there. That seems the one that's oddly out of place. You also find in the upstairs room, his master bedroom, there's a bed, there's a desk, and there is his big Bible that's there.
Yeah, which I'm here for. I suspected he'd take it to his own bedroom, so.
What do you want to do? And what is Lloyd doing?
If he went to the top floor, I'm going to be on the bottom floor.
Okay.
And so I would just be looking around at everything. So I imagine he's up there looking at everything and I'm looking down.
Yeah. Lloyd, do a spot hidden.
Nope.
It's a nice little house. It's pretty clean. It doesn't look like, there's still remnants of dust here and there, but definitely looks like he keeps the place clean. He's definitely all alone. He doesn't have a wife or anybody like that. And the place smells oddly smellless. Like, most houses have some sort of smell to them. This place doesn't really have any smell at all. And when you walk into the kitchen, there's no food smell at all in the kitchen.
Okay. I want to open up his fridge just to look in. I've got an idea there's not going to be any, actual food in there. But...
Yeah. You open up his icebox and there's nothing in it.
Yeah, figures. Close it. There doesn't seem like to be like a personal altar or anything that's like down here on the bottom floor or anything.
There
right?
doesn't.
Like
there doesn't seem
like
to be
closet.
anything like that. Well, do another spot hidden for me.
Can you give me something? Oh God. You know what? I don't want that die. I want something different.
I want you to spend luck.
You may want me to spend luck, but there's no way I'm spending 40 points of luck. I'm pretty low, and I'm rolling high.
All right. Yeah, nothing looks really out of the ordinary at all. Gustav, what are you going to do? Can you look at the book?
So is the book open on a specific page, or?
Yes, it is.
I'll look at that
you
one
open
first.
it up. It is towards the front end of the book. It's all of the stuff about God creating the world, and the preacher has made numerous revisions. He's crossed out lines from Genesis and written in his own stuff. He's also made notes in the margins, and those are all in Na'akal.
I'm not fluent in Na'akal. I know some Na'akal. Do I get a sense of what it's saying? Is it the same handwriting? Is it from the same hand?
Yes, it's all his handwriting.
Okay.
Do a Na'akal roll if you whatever you have.
Speaking of spending luck, I have 10 in it. Rolled a 59. Is this worth it?
I don't know. You hear Lloyd in your voice say, "Nothing's there. Nothing's there. Spend it all."
I'll spend the 49, I think. We need to spend it anyway. And I still have my 30 left.
Okay.
31.
Just in case something
left.
happens. All right. You can just make out some of it, but it looks like anywhere in the text that it says God, he is replacing that with Yig. And anywhere that it says Jesus, he's replacing it with child of Yig. He's also rewriting a lot of it to indicate that the serpent was God. It was Yig in the Garden of Eden, and that he was actually giving a gift to humanity, the gift of knowledge. So it's really twisting it all around. And all of his notes in the margins that are in Na'akal seem to be referencing things that it almost sounds like he's referencing other texts, but you don't see any other texts.
Okay, I'll quickly take out a notepad and write down those writings that reference other texts. Maybe the others know. Are there any pages or anything in the book that have donkey? How do you call them? Donkey ears in English? Like I've been thumbed through a lot of them.
We say dog ears, I think.
Dog ears.
No, he hasn't done any of that. But as you thumb through it, he's been pretty extensive. There's very little of it that you can find that he hasn't altered in some way.
Okay, but most of it will probably be just God crossed through it and Yig next to it.
Right.
By
retelling stories
okay.
to make it seem like the great serpent was the good guy.
Yeah, okay. Is
all
there
blessings from Yig?
Okay, I get the feeling that that's all I'm gonna learn here. Is there anything else in his room, or do I notice anything? Is his bed slept in?
His bed is not slept in.
Okay.
Ooh, check
My spot hidden is a hard success.
Okay. You're looking for things and you're looking around and you're trying to find stuff, and you realize that almost without thinking about it or regarding it, you do notice a mouse trap, except that the mouse trap is the kind of mouse trap designed to catch the mice without killing them. And you then start to notice immediately 3 or 4 of those in the room, designed to catch mice and not kill them.
And I'll try to keep my appetite hunger down as I think about these mice being catched. And I get a feeling I'm not going to find much more. And I think I've taken quite a bit of time. So I'll probably make my way back to the ground floor.
You find Lloyd just sort of coming out of the kitchen.
And I'm just frustrated. I'm looking around. There's not a damn thing in here anywhere. I mean,
well, I found the good book, so I have a few notes written down. I'll show my notepad. Maybe the others can make sense of it, but
I mean,
yeah.
What else would he have in here? He would have a book. I mean, he's just brainwashing, and
I mean, he's brainwashing, but I get a feeling that he's a true believer. The preacher is definitely, he's into it.
But is there anything here that can help us? Like,
other than that, there are no religious symbols in here at all. No crosses, no pictures of Jesus, nothing like that.
He doesn't have like a fireplace that's just burning really bright and hot or anything like that.
No, I mean, there is a fireplace, but it's not lit.
No
it's not
cellar.
Really cold, so yeah, I think he probably has a cellar.
Okay.
Is there anything in his trash can? I'm gonna go look through stuff like that.
No. Looks like he empties it out regularly.
Okay. Quick nip into the cellar before we leave. Might as well make sure we've checked everything.
Yeah. Has there been anything expensive around? Like, does this guy have a watch line on the mantelpiece or anything?
You don't see anything like that. He seems to be very lacking in material things.
Schmuck.
Okay, I'll walk towards the cellar door and
He has a bright golden bracelet that goes around with a little snake. Yeah, no, he doesn't have anything. All right, you go to the cellar. Um, there's one of those little lights, and when you look down there, you immediately see writhing on the floor, and you realize there are a number of snakes in the basement. They don't really react when you first open the door. They just, it's almost like this is where they're sleeping.
okay.
Goose, is that what we're gonna look like?
Of course not.
Please, for the love of God, don't let that be us.
I'm-
At least not me.
Tyrannish has been around for 13,000 years or more. She doesn't look anything like that, right? What makes you
But what
think?
if in another 30,000 years? I don't know.
Well, you'll have a lot of time to get used to it. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Do you think there's anything down there?
Some people would say it would be symbolic if you like literally turned it to a snake. So
I pull out the flame pistol. Do you think we need it to get down there?
I think we need to leave and not disturb too much. I mean, I've already taken a few pictures, but since they're, I hope other people burning down the church, he might suspect it was them. So he might point a
Wait,
finger
what do you mean
towards
other
the other
people?
villager. I mean, that's what you said, or did you?
As
burn
I'm
down the church?
holding the flame pistol right there inside of the house. What do you mean other?
I think let's
told you,
leave
yeah,
for
what-
now, and I'll see what we do about this whole debacle when we join the rest of the group. As I kind of give the side eye and take a few steps away from Lloyd.
I just kind of like do a little cast into the cellar and just like close the door, pocket the flame pistol, and just look around like very disappointedly.
All right, so you guys going to leave?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much more out of this.
And as you leave, you can see that the flames obviously have died down. You can see there's crowds of people in the street. And you hear the barking of dogs. Dr. Harrow and Fern and Jack and Stony. The sheriff has put together 2 or 3 other people with him, and they have some large, they look like bloodhounds. And they make it clear that they're going to see if they can track whoever did this, and that everybody else should go to their homes and or their hotels and stay in for the night.
Understood, Sheriff. Go ahead, Jack.
Sheriff mobilized pretty quickly with a group of people.
Over the course of half an hour, he's mobilized. Once again, everybody in town knows everybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of casually say to Jack as we head into town, I'm on my way to the hotel, Jack to the saloon. I suppose if what you said about some people in town being disgruntled, it'll be pretty obvious to the sheriff who's responsible. But I hope he's lenient. It seems like this place is just in a lot of strife, what with the dust and all.
Yeah, I mean, town this small, you have to know who's on what side.
It's probably pretty obvious who's on what side at this moment.
Right. And if we notice that none of the regulars from the saloon came, then they're definitely going to notice that.
Yeah. Are we standing out in the
Probably walking
walking.
You're walking
Yeah.
back to the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
toward
Hey,
hotel direction where I can split off towards the saloon at some point.
a thought just occurred to me, when you pointed out what came out of that church. We might want to be very careful about using that whip thing around here. It might attract unwanted attention to us.
I mean, though a couple of them snakes went right up to the river, and he shooed them away, and they listened.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, this is a suspicion I've got. I don't exactly know how that thing works, but
I'm guessing if he can talk to snakes that or whatever, he's gonna using some sort of instrument that's going to control snakes. It's probably going to register on his radar.
it might.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether, the competition left town earlier because of the cellar full of rattlesnakes, too, or whether they just are moving in because this town is reptile crazy. Wonder what they're all eating.
Oh,
I mean,
Sure
even
would be.
magic snakes can't eat dust.
probably got a hurting on the rodent population around here.
Yeah.
I, what do y'all reckon my place should be? Because I'm heading back to the saloon, and that seems to be where a lot of the opposing party resides. Sheriff rolls up in there.
Well, you're new in town. I mean, like, what do you
Stay-
know?
Stay in my room.
Yeah, the townsfolk on both sides seem to be of opinion that the sheriff's a fair man. So I don't imagine we've got to fear a sudden outbreak of violence. It's not like he has closed down the saloon already.
Yeah, but he's got himself a couple of bloodhounds in tow and seems pretty adamant on finding who's responsible. And town this size, he has to have a, idea of who he wants to go after.
I just had a weird thought. What the old church, the snakes were down in the cellar in there. The snakes were down in the cellar here. That weird old healed guy that got smushed, now he's sleeping under the cellar. So, or under the floorboards. So does every building in this town have snakes living under it?
It's a good idea. Probably is my guess.
I wonder if the hotel's got a basement.
Well, I'm not going to visit it without
I'm
the
just
scepter.
trying to confirm a theory, because if that's the case,
Yeah.
then we're all in trouble, because they're planning some sort of takeover.
That's why we're here, to see about the takeover. Again, I fear that the Reverend's abilities are coming from whatever he met in the desert. We're going to have to beard the dragon in its den. But if the whole town goes up in violence before then, I will have to address that too. You're right. Let's, I assume that, since we're not carrying the scepter, is it, so there's a scepter and a flail. I just want to not be
Yes, you
confused
didn't.
about this.
You decided not to bring the flail. You brought the scepter.
Okay.
And the
I said it
scepter,
I don't know whose room it's in.
and it controls snakes.
It seems to
Nothing.
call them
Call them.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
protect you from them.
The scepter seems to stop you from getting bent. It's the flail that gives you authority over them, I'm afraid.
I don't think we explicitly stated who has it.
No.
I checked it out, but during the train ride, it could have been anyone. So
Yeah. Well, as long as it's in our luggage and we can get to it readily, I
Yeah.
think that, regarding Fern's concern that 1,000 serpents are going to well up from the hotel cellar, if we can protect ourselves with a magical item, that seems useful.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
guessing
have it
that-
by your bedside.
I'm guessing that the scepter made of gold and jewels is probably not in Lloyd's.
Never know.
It's in a pawn shop somewhere between here and New York.
Yeah, I had to take a smoke break on like the 20-minute break in between there.
I would assume it's somewhere at the hotel. Probably we want to leave it with the numbers. So.
Yeah.
Well, while we're at it, who has it then? Whose trunk is it in?
I think Goose checked it out. Let's leave it with Goose.
All right.
It's at the
It's
saloon.
also fine.
All right. It's evening. What do you guys want to do? It's late evening now.
It's morning.
And we've been up for a while.
Yeah. And we need to check out the services and see what happens. So I think it's time to turn in. We've done our due diligence, such as it is.
Right, and we're all covered with dust and smell like smoke.
Yeah.
Want to meet up for a
30s.
late lunch
Like
or
that.
early dinner, or I think definitely meet up before whatever. Are the services happening?
No, it's a morning
He
service.
said, he said it was in the morning.
Okay.
No, it's shut eye and then the dusty word of the Lord. Maybe we can get a quick breakfast in the hotel.
Yeah.
Make sure the eggs aren't leathery.
So yeah, go back. It is evening. Go back, get some sleep, wake up, breakfast, plan.
Yeah, well, and you've got to stay up for a while in the tavern and make sure that, keep an eye out for lynching and
Yeah.
give us a holler on the communicators if things get out of hand. Otherwise, I'm going to wash as much of this dust and soot off as possible and slip into bed.
Yeah, me and Goose will, have drinks with the dissenting crowd as it seems to be, and then tuck in for the night.
Yeah, maybe they'll give themselves away. Maybe they'll be patting each other in the back.
Right,
Yeah.
they're having a right party over there.
Or they'll have singed their own eyebrows off.
Actually, when you get back to the saloon, you find at the front door, the bartender is sort of standing there smoking. And when he sees you coming, he's like, quick, get inside. He says, yeah, best that we all just, he says, I don't know what happened or who did it, but somebody did it.
I mean, I think they're going to focus on some of your regulars, probably.
That's very likely. Probably, I don't know. We'll see tomorrow if they find anybody. But for now, I just get in and go upstairs, and we'll be closed.
I assume I rejoined Jack on the way or some way. I'll tell the bartender, I wasn't seen at the Bucket Brigade, so if I can always say that a few of your patrons were here, and that I saw them here because I was also here the whole night, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll cover for you. Did you burn down the church?
No.
I mean, no.
It happened as I walked out of here. It was on fire.
That's right. I did see you come down the stairs. All right. I mean,
I'm just.
I don't blame you if you did, but
I'm just man to man. I'm just going to ask: you think people here are on the right side of things?
I mean, that was pretty drastic, but there's a lot of people that are pretty upset. That Reverend's church has just been growing.
Yeah.
People have been showing up because of the broadcasts. I think somebody did something, maybe something drastic. I don't know who, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, right?
I just like to be on the right side of things, and
Well, unless you want to worship a snake, then you're on the right side of things. It's all got to be a hoax. I mean, I'd say it was tricks, except that we've seen
I mean, something like you said, something's at work here. Whether it's holy or unholy is what's needs figuring out. But something's
Maybe it's
definitely
the
at
end of
work here.
days. Maybe
Well,
we're seeing the end of things. I don't
I
know.
don't, I don't know that I'd go that far. I think your bar is going to be open still, in a few weeks. But
Well, if you hear anything, let me know.
yeah,
Sure, will do.
All right. And you guys you get up into your room, and you think at some point in the night you think you might hear dogs barking, but you don't. It doesn't go anywhere. You don't hear anything more than that.
I probably make a generic report to Caduceus, because I probably was expected to. Uh,
Well, you already called him a little while ago, so
oh,
Dr.
okay,
Gonzalez.
okay.
Leave this one for tomorrow night.
Would it be too much to assume that after everything Lloyd's seen that he stays up probably until like 3, 4 a.m. just drinking and
I would
just
say,
getting
well, I mean, okay, but do a Constitution roll because you're exhausted.
okay? Because I would think after everything he saw and everything, it's I don't know, just, things are getting rough. So let me see. Oh, my Constitution's really nice and I've got a 30 Constitution and I rolled a 10. So it's a hard.
So if you want to stay up for a while and drink, and
Yeah.
you won't be ill in the morning or tired.
Yeah, I would say he's probably up till like 3:30, just like looking out the window, just kind of sitting back and just like drinking. And he's just like rubbing his head, just staring out in the distance and just oh no, it
I
seems like his face just slowly just starts going more and more plain and just like almost emotionless as he just keeps drinking and just staring out.
Okay. I would say somewhere around, we'll say 3 in the morning. Um, you do see lights going across the street and down. You think it's 3 or 4 people with lanterns, probably the sheriff. You think they have dogs, but it doesn't look like they've got anybody in custody.
Okay. So you say it looked like 3 people, so I imagine I see like 6 people just walking out in the street right now after drinking all night.
Yeah, because you've got, your double vision. No, your constitution was good. You're handling your liquor very well.
Yeah.
All
So I
right.
just kind of just like lean on the window, just watch them, and I imagine I pass out sometime around 4 a.m.
So the next morning comes, and you all get up. You guys have some breakfast, and there comes a point where you start to notice people heading in a certain direction towards like the town square. And are you going to follow? Are you all going to follow? Or are you some of you going to hang back?
I'm going. Try to spruce up if you can.
Yeah, you certainly can.
Yeah, I think we need to check it out, see what he's laying on these people.
Yeah, I want to see if there's anything unusual that happens in the services, or it's just what he says and what he is that's odd. Is he even, is he invoking any Christian God still, or? Yeah.
All right. So
Extra coffee.
when you get there, it looks like people have brought chairs from perhaps their homes or from the businesses around. They've made sort of a makeshift area, kind of in I wouldn't say exactly a circle, but kind of a circle around a central platform. Um, Looks like the kind of a platform that maybe it's silly to say like a town crier or, the announcements would be made from. Um, and sort of impromptu, even before the preacher appears, they start singing hymns. They start um, saying prayers uh, for the welfare of the preacher, for the town, and so forth. And then finally, the preacher makes his appearance, and people are, sort of doting on him, like, as he comes up. He steps up onto the platform, and there's a podium up there now, and he takes his big book and he sets it on there and opens it up, and he says, before we start reading from the good book, I would like to say that I have no animosity towards whoever it is who burnt down our church. We've all had our differences and we've all had our ways of thinking, and there's no need for violence of any kind. We we should all get along. These are the blessings of God, and we will eventually rebuild our church. The church was not damaged, just the building. And he gives a fairly good, humble, honest speech about that. And then he starts reading from the scriptures. And in fact, now you're getting exactly what Gustav was reading last night. Um, all sorts of things, references in the scriptures to the Lord and Jesus and all of this, but there's definitely a twist to it that seems to give Jesus and God serpentine sort of features, and the Adam and Eve story, which seems to be his favorite, about the serpent bringing wisdom and knowledge to the human race. And then he reads from St. Paul that ye shall know that they have the Spirit of the Lord because they can handle dangerous animals or dangerous snakes, and that their poison would not hurt them. And they bring out a large crate and set it on this platform, and they open it up. And in a kind of an ecstasy, the preacher plunges his hands into it, and he comes up with looks like rattlesnakes or desert snakes and stuff, and they're sort of crawling all over him. They're not harming him in any way. And he says, let those who are faithful and believe in the Lord, come forward and likewise handle the snakes and prove that the Lord is with them. And there are some of the congregation that are, that believe that God is there, and they come up and they take the snakes and they start dancing with them. And it's very Pentecostal sort of thing. Some of the people start becoming what in a lot of churches they call slain in the spirit. They fall on the ground and they start wiggling around and writhing around and shaking and all this. And some of them begin speaking in tongues. And when they speak in tongues, you recognize Na'akal. They're all speaking in Na'akal. And you don't know if they even know what they're saying. But it's basically all praises to Yig, the father of serpents. And of course, there's always an interpreter, and the interpreter is telling you that it's all praises to God and the Creator, the Lord of us all, and so forth. So not exactly the translation that you would give to this. And what do you guys do? Anything? Or you just any of you want to go up and handle snakes?
No, but I think I'm going to try to see if I can understand anything they're saying. My knock hall. I don't have a lot, but I have a little.
Well, it's
Me too.
pretty much what I told you. Yeah,
21.
Yes.
Yes, I have 28.
It's hymns and praises to Yig.
Okay.
So I do want to handle some snakes
Okay.
and dance around with them.
Remember your
Right.
skin, Goose. Remember your skin.
They're not gonna harm me.
Probably not.
As long as you're a true to Yig.
Are you true?
I mean, I would say I'm more true than half these people here. I'm halfway there already. So
Praise be.
praise be.
So, in that case, if you go forward, the preacher sees you and he says, "Lo, a man comes forward." He says, "Renounce your sin and take up the snakes and prove that God is on your side." And you will have to do, where is it?
A size roll?
A sanity and a luck roll combined.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Oh.
that's 63. That's a fail on both ends.
Oh my.
Okay. Well, in that case, when you pick up the snakes, one of them whips around and sinks its teeth into your arm. And some of the people sort of gasp, but then it seems like they're waiting to see what happens to you. Do a con roll.
06. So that's extreme.
That's an extreme. Nothing happens to you, despite the fact you've probably taken 1 point of damage from where it bit you. You don't suffer any poison effects at all. And as soon as people realize you're not dropping down dead, they're like, "What more proof than his spirit that he's unaffected by the poison of the snake? Just because it bit him doesn't mean that he's not worthy, but rather it's proof that he is worthy." And they practically celebrate you. God has shown his divine justice. The man is innocent of any wrongdoing. And you can tell the preacher's quite impressed with you. Mainly because you really didn't even flinch when it bit you. And you will suffer no effects from it.
Okay. I should have brought the scepter and start waving it about. Usurp the priest, but okay. I don't think I did. It would have been quite clunky. I'll just bask and I don't know. Let it all wash over me.
The preacher comes as the people are singing the songs and praising. He comes over and he shakes your hand, and he says, I would be greatly honored if you would accompany me on Friday out into the desert. I want you to see the true beauty of our Lord and be visited by his divine blessings.
I'd be honored to see the true beauty of your Lord. And maybe you'll see it too. Maybe you'll meet him.
Excellent. I think in that moment, as you look down at the place where the snake bit you, you are starting to get little black scales around that spot, but you're able to easily hide that once it's done.
Just put the sleeve over it,
And with, unless anybody else wants to try their hand at snake handling, with some more hymns and praises and stuff, and an admonition from the Reverend that should the culprits be caught, we shall treat them with mercy and righteousness. We'll draw this episode to a close and pick up here next week. Our players included Kuhn Lighton, Carrie Comer, Kent Blue, Julian Arba, Dakota Poole, and David Gassaway, with yours truly as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Pulp Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.